The kaiju before the icon. How Godzilla figures are finally capturing transformation. The most interesting version of Godzilla has never been the one winning the fight. It's the one that hasn't become what it's going to become yet. Thesis. There's a specific tension in Godzilla's history that figure makers have largely ignored for decades. Godzilla is almost always presented at peak power, dorsal fins blazing, posture dominant, the unambiguous apex of whatever story it's in. And that makes sense. That's the version that sells posters. That's the version that fills theater seats. But some of the most compelling moments in the entire franchise exist in the spaces around that power. The version of Godzilla that crawled out of the ocean before it destroyed Tokyo in -1 was not yet the creature that would level the city. It was something rawer. Something wrong in a way that the fully realized monster almost never is. And the final chapter of the Heisei-era gave us the opposite end of that arc. A Godzilla burning itself alive from the inside, too powerful to survive, facing the most grotesque enemy the franchise had ever produced. What's happening right now in the collector market is that sculptors and manufacturers are starting to treat those specific moments as the subject, not the spectacle. The transformation, the cost, the before and after. And when that's done well, it changes what a shelf display actually communicates. Evidence. Start with the Tamashii Nations S.H.MonsterArts figure from Godzilla -1. This is the Odo Island version, the pre-transformation form, the one that destroyed the Defense Force before the film's main story even begins. That distinction is doing a lot of work here. Yuji Sakai's involvement in the design and modeling is evident immediately in how the proportions are handled. The head is larger relative to the body than you'd expect. The posture leans forward, more predatory and unresolved than the upright, almost architectural stance of a fully realized Godzilla. There's something anatomically unsettled about it. The creature reads as mid-process, which is exactly correct. The CG reference from the film was used directly, and you can feel that fidelity in the way the skin texture behaves across the sculpt. This isn't a generic Godzilla body with a different paint pass. The silhouette itself is different. That's the whole point. On a shelf next to a standard Godzilla figure, it reads as a threat that hasn't declared itself yet, which is a genuinely difficult quality to sculpt. Now move to XPlus and the Toho Kaiju Wars pairing from Godzilla vs. Destoroyah. And these two really do need to be discussed as a pair, because that's the design logic behind them. The Destoroyah figure captures the perfect form, the final, fully evolved version of the creature from the 1995 film. XPlus's hand-painted finishing is doing serious work here. The wing structure and the layered, almost crustacean quality of Destoroyah's body create a visual density that most kaiju designs don't have. Destoroyah isn't a single readable silhouette. It's accumulated like something that built itself out of other things, which is precisely what the creature is in the film's mythology. The sculpted detail rewards close inspection without requiring it. At shelf distance, the mass and the posture communicate menace clearly. Up close, the surface work justifies the price of admission. The Godzilla from the same series is the Burning Godzilla configuration, and the dynamic pose is not incidental. This is a creature in the process of destroying itself. The pose reflects that. It's not triumphant, it's not stable. The visual tension between this figure and the Destoroyah standing next to it is the entire argument for buying both. Separately, they're strong pieces. Together, they're staging a specific moment in franchise history on your shelf. That's what the Kaiju Wars series name is actually promising. And in this case, it delivers on it. If you've been building a Godzilla display around power and dominance, these three pieces are asking you to reconsider the frame. The Odo Island figure is for collectors who understood why -1 worked, because the horror came before the spectacle. The XPlus pairing is for collectors who remember that the Heisei era ended